I'm going to be reading Half His Age by Jennette McCurdy. I waited patiently and got it on hold at the library, so this isn't my edition, but I'm still very excited to read the book. I read I'm Glad My Mom Died by her, and I really liked that book. It was hard to read at times, especially with seeing the trauma that she experienced and hearing it from her. There was moments where I kind of had to put the book down because I just physically felt sick from what I was reading, which isn't to say it was bad. I think having a book make you feel such intense emotions show that it is good, that she was able to just, in her words, make me feel physically sick. And I know this book is intense and will also make me feel some insane emotions. I don't really know exactly what's going on in the book, but I do know it has to do with a relationship of the main character, whose name is Waldo, I think. Her relationship with one of her teachers, hence Half His Age. And I know this book, it has a lot of different opinions and ratings on it, with some people absolutely loving it, saying that there's a lot of rawness in the book, and other people saying it's terrible by saying this relationship is wrong, which I think that's the point of the book, to show the wrongness of the relationship and her own experience. So I'm going in open-minded, not thinking that it's going to be a sweet story, kind of in the mindset of with I'm Glad My Mom Died, it's going to be kind of harsh to read. I also just have to say, I absolutely love this cover. I think the coloring and the name with this image is perfect to draws my attention and makes me want to know what's in the story. I'm going to read this and give you my thoughts on the book, but I really do hope I love it because I love her. Let's start reading. I just finished reading the first chapter of the book, and right off the back you can definitely see the sexual beings of this book. There was a lot of terms used, which is a broad way to start off the book, but that kind of shows you what you're getting into. But the way it's written, I'm enjoying, and the way she's talking about herself is very honest and pure. The character you can feel really connected to her, and it's definitely already making me think. But that's only the first chapter, so we'll see how the rest of the book makes me feel. So I finished reading Half His Age by Jennette McCurdy. This book was definitely a lot. So it follows Waldo, who's a 17-year-old in her senior year of high school, and she all of a sudden is like, I want my English teacher. And so she goes after him. Her English teacher is named Mr. Corgi. She chases after him, and then she ends up having a relationship with him, but he has a wife and a son. So it's really messy. So I enjoyed the style of writing this book had, the flow of it, and especially the thoughts that Waldo had. Waldo's character, she was very flawed, but so were all the characters in the book, like Mr. Corgi and her mom. But these flaws made them more real to reality. She was a complete mess, and she had a really bad shopping addiction, which was one of her main things, which kind of related to her relationship, as she would go shopping to try and get excitement, get pleasure, and then once the items arrived, she realized this was a waste of money, this isn't solving anything. Kind of with Mr. Corgi, she's chasing after him, and she's kind of wait, is this what I want? It was definitely disturbing reading a book about a teacher and student relationship. I've read My Dark Vanessa, which is also a book about that, but I don't really remember it. But anytime something like that is kind of uncomfortable, even in like Pretty Little Liars with Ari, you know? But with the relationship, I think she did a good job of portraying it and showing how it is uncomfortable and it isn't something that should be romanticized. Like this book isn't like a romance, it's not trying to romanticize it, it's trying to show like the truth behind these relationships, the honesty, and like what is going through the teenager's mind and what they're feeling and why this is happening. My one issue was there was a lot of intimate scenes, which is expected in this kind of story. And I feel like so many romance stories now, like there is a lot of like smut in it, but that's personally not something I am particularly excited about reading. But in this book, it was very unhinged and very descriptive, which kind of was really caught me off guard. Right from the beginning, I knew it was coming because of the first chapter was like that. But there's this one scene where she's in his closet hiding and she's on her period and she's like, I'm cupping underneath to catch the period blood so it doesn't get onto the carpet and is coming out in chunks. And I was like, I was just speechless. I didn't expect that. But besides that, I really enjoyed the book, the writing, the uncertainty of being a teenage girl, thinking you want one thing, but do you really want that? And it really showed Waldo's all her thoughts, and you were like dissecting her mind, dissecting a teenager's brain in this wrongful situation. Here's a little excerpt from the book just to like give you an idea of the kind of writing. I look around the corridor at the pockets of students, girls twirling their hair and gossiping, boys in baggy clothes laughing, a pair flirting, a guy kicking a hacky sack. I want to be like them, like people my age, people who have things in common with other people my age. I'm tired of being on the outside looking in, studying, observing, but never just being. Maybe it'd be good to try to fit in, try to be like them, try to be my age. That's what I was referring to with her writing, as you really get to see Waldo and hear her and feel what she's feeling. And I just really like the way it's written. And this ending was very suiting for the story. It kind of left you on, like, you don't exactly know what's gonna happen, but you kind of come to peace with the story. And it's not like a happy ending, but it's perfect for what happened. I gave the book 4 out of 5 stars. If you want to read it, it would just have to be up to your own opinion and decision if this seems like something you would enjoy or want to read about. You may absolutely hate it and not want to read it, so just you do you. And whenever she comes out with another book, I'm 100% gonna be reading it. So that was my thoughts on Half His Age. You can have your own opinions, that's just how I felt. Read it or don't, depending on how you feel. But that's all I gotta say. Bye.